Morning and welcome to the Breakfast Club call. This is the call that does it all real. Well, maybe not all, but it is designed to train, motivate, and encourage. And I hope you derive at least one of those benefits. Make a little more noise if you're excited because today's the biggest day you're ever.
Got to be, Henry.
Biggest
Got
day
to be.
ever.
Make up
Yes.
word.
Ever. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Let's
Dre.
go.
We believe it because you were so loud. Today is day 2 of birthday lead training. Birthday lead training is so important. What is a birthday lead? It is your existing clients who are loaded into your campaigns 2 months prior to the day that they were brought into this world, which allows you a chance to talk to them about getting some insurance. Why? 2 months before their birthday, because it allows you to have a conversation with them and let them make a decision to get these payments on the books before they get into an area that when it's time to make payments, they have to make a double payment because their birthday is they've allowed their birthday to get too close, etc., etc., etc. So you've got time to work with them and have the benefit of the sense of urgency because now when you're talking to your client, you can say, hey, let's make this happen today to make sure that you can qualify for the lowest rates you're ever going to get on this policy because of course once they get older they can never go back to the year that was. So everything you're saying is totally true. There's organic urgency that's being created so you don't have to feel like you're rushing them because you can use the truth, which is, hey, we got to get this done. We got to get your application in, processed, make sure that lowest payment is locked in, and give ourselves some time to maneuver in case there's any extra paperwork or something that we have to do. Make sure you hit that deadline well in advance of you potentially losing that rate. So isn't that, you got everything, the wind is at your back when you call a birthday lead because you got the urgency created, you have the need, you have the product, you have the relationship, and you have a chance to do some wonderful things such as increase the quality of your book of business. Meaning, if you got a bunch of people that are on the books, you can make sure that you can keep those people on the books. You also have an opportunity to increase coverage. Some of those people that you're talking to need more coverage. And you have an opportunity to meet other people that they know and collect referrals. So what comes down to it, when it just comes down to it, you just got to ask yourself a really simple question. Do you think it's better to not talk to your clients? Or do you think it's better to talk to your clients? All in favor of talking to your clients, say yay.
Yay.
Yay!
Yay.
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 If you work this program as designed, it's very, very simple. You would want to touch every one of your clients at least once a year. Make sense?
Yeah.
Nothing
Absolutely.
bad can happen. Nothing bad can happen if you're staying in regular communication with your clients. That's why when you're calling in the birthday lead campaign, in the formerly known as existing lead campaign, it was one and done. You reached out, either you got the client or you didn't. The birthday lead campaign expands on the existing client campaign. So when you're calling in your birthday leads, you actually have a couple of chances to reach your clients. So you call them one time, you don't catch them, that's all right. You'll get a second chance to talk to them prior to their birthday. You can even get up to 3 chances to talk to them prior to their birthday. So you can maintain regular communication in there. Some of you will have 1 client, some of you will have 100 clients, some of you will have 1,000 clients. It is in your best interest to make sure that you touch all the clients in your campaign. Now, you may have a total of 1,000 clients, but realistically, 100 of them might have their birthday 2 months from now. Make sense? So you may have a total of 1,000 clients, but it's not like you have to call all 1,000 clients right now because all 1,000 of them are not going to, most likely, all 1,000 of your clients are not going to have a birthday in the same month. Make sense? So don't feel, oh my God, I'm so intimidated. I can't get to all these people. It's how many, it's your total clients, and then the amount of clients are broken down to how many of those clients have a birthday in each month. So realistically, you'll probably be calling no more than hundreds of your clients every month, but that's good stuff. Those are 100 warm, friendly, smiling, happy people who A, have bought from you before, even if they're off the books in many cases. A lot of times, you know, their banking situation, they have checking accounts or savings accounts. So you know that when you ask that question, you're going to get affirmative answers to all those things. And these are people that can help you. And more importantly, you're helping them. Are your clients going to buy additional policies? Of course they are. Is Henry telling you that because he wants to make you feel good? No. He's stating the simple facts. How do you know that Henry's telling you facts right now? Well, ask yourself this question. How many times have you done a policy review and the client has more than one policy? Has that ever happened to you in the history of policy reviews? Of course it has. Does it happen pretty frequently? Of course it does. Why is that? Because sometimes a client will buy insurance when they've got 5 payments left on their truck. So the most that they have to spend while they've got 5 payments left on their truck is $100 a month. Then all of a sudden, they don't have that $300 payment anymore on their truck. And now they have more discretionary income. And then somebody else calls, another insurance person calls or knocks on their door. And they say, you know what? I got some extra money now. I want to get some additional coverage. Then life continues to go on and their circumstances change. And they start looking at their coverage and they're like, you know what? I don't think I have enough anymore. I used to think I had enough. Now I don't. I need to get some more coverage. So when you come and do a policy review, you're reviewing 3 different policies that they acquired at 3 different times in their life based on 3 different circumstances that they were facing. What if all 3 of those policies were with you? What if you had stayed in touch with your client and as their life changed and evolved and they got married and divorced and they had grandkids and kids got married? What if every single policy that they got on themselves and every single policy that they referred to a family member or every conversation about insurance, they said, well, I got an insurance guy. I got an insurance lady. You should talk to them. What if that one policy that you sold 2 years ago turned into 10 policies and all 10 of those policies were written with you? Well, guess what? That's what happens when you stay in regular communication with your clients because they start to think about you before you think about them. Your client starts to go, well, every year around my birthday, my insurance person calls. That's the culture you create when you do this for a year or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So they start to go, well, you know, I know they'll be calling. Sure enough, there they are calling. They start to tell their friends, well, if you want to get some insurance, my insurance lady, she'll be calling soon. Or because you stayed in recent communication with them, they're like, if you need some insurance, you can call. I got their number right here. They called me the last birthday. I got their number right here, saved on my refrigerator, or wherever they have it. Birthday leads, the idea of staying in communication with clients, it's this, just so you know, some of you just got into the industry maybe last month. And so you're thinking, this is a novel idea. Why hasn't anybody ever thought about this before? It's great. Well, the answer is we have thought about it before. The idea of calling clients is not new. It's been around for a long period of time. Rory did it. He was a big calling your clients guy. I did it. I was a big calling my clients guy. James and Grant did it. What we've done is made it more organized for you to do it. We've made it easier for you to do it. But this is not new information. We've always said the business that pays is the business that stays. We had the existing client campaign that we encourage you to utilize. We've always told you to get referrals and work your clients and talk to them. So it's not so much that you've never heard this before. It's not so much that we've never said it before. But we basically put things into a situation now that you can watch those mute buttons. Watch those mute buttons. Now you can accomplish something that we've always recommended in a way that's more efficient. Now you might say, how do I know that SLS has always believed in calling existing clients and talking to folks around their birthday? Well, I'm going to prove it to you because I'm going to introduce you now to our special guest. This is a young lady who's been with the agency for quite some time. She's been here longer than than many of you, and she's had a lot of success. We're featuring her as a guest because over the years, she has won our quality award many times and frequently stays among the agents with the highest quality over our 50 years of existence. Would you like to hear an interview with someone who has had tremendous success over the years by contacting her existing clients around their birthday? If so, make a little noise.
Yes, we will. We need to
Absolutely.
hear
Let's
from
go.
her. Yes,
Give me those nuggets.
yes,
Oh.
please.
Then in that case, we better welcome to the stage Miss Yvonne Stewart. Do we have an Yvonne Stewart sighting?
Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning, Miss
Good
Yvonne.
Morning, Yvonne.
Let's
morning.
Good
go.
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
When did Yvonne start with the agency, Henry?
We're about to find out. How long have you been with the agency, Yvonne?
I started at SLS in March of 2007.
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations.
So
I
many
met
people
my big sister on her 21st birthday.
say again, James?
I met my big sister on her 21st birthday. I was just starting.
And she's been keeping us in check since 2008.
Over the years, many have wondered if Yvonne and I are related since we both have the same last name, and the answer is probably. You go back far enough, probably. But we've got more questions for Yvonne. Yvonne, as someone
Yes.
here with SLS for such a long period of time, did you enjoy working the original birthday lead program back in the day?
No.
You get a little cards.
Yes. Back in the day, the green cards. Green meant money, baby. They were the best. You got excited, and we used to get our leads in a FedEx package. And when you opened up that package and you saw those green birthday leads, I was always excited because, we were in the field and we were knocking on doors, and it was the best way, in my opinion, to fill those spots that when people no showed you, which happened quite often. So it was very nice to, when you had those in the same zip code you were in, you literally just went and showed up at their door. And we always had birthday cards in our car, and we'd fill out a birthday card and seal it all up and walk up to the door and introduce yourself. If it was not your birthday lead, sometimes it wasn't. Most of the time it was my birthday lead. But yeah, show up with a birthday card and a smile and get invited in for a conversation. So it was always my favorite thing.
Yvonne is correct. When we used to get our birthday leads, we were licking our proverbial chops because we knew that was going to be a good client to talk to, and nothing has changed. Talking to that client face to face, the advantage that Yvonne has is that she knows what their faces look like face to face. But it's that same client, whether you talk to them face to face or over the phone, it's that same client who knows us, likes us, has done business with us before. So the pathway has been laid. So Yvonne, when the original birthday lead program went away, did you stop talking to your existing clients, or have you maintained a pattern of talking to your existing clients over the years, particularly around their birthday?
Absolutely. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, it's so important. I always have said it that, the most important business you have is the business you already have. It's not, people tend to write somebody and then they don't call them anymore, almost like they're afraid. For me, I love checking in. I love checking in. If I just happen to be in, my one of my portals and I see a name and I pull them up and oh my God, their birthday was last week and I missed it. I still call. So, I mean, I think it's so important to stay in touch with the people. I mean, it's how I get referrals to this day. I've been, doing this a long time, and to still get referrals from your clients is just because of that, because I don't disappear. I want them to know that I'm still here.
One of my favorite voice notes to get, Mr. Stewart, do you still do insurance? Because my sister needs a policy. I'm like, yes.
Right.
Got started, and I've already got some business ready to go. So we love the power of referrals. So when you've got referrals and when you've got sales, Yvonne, here I am, me and Rory and James and Grant, all these, we're talking about, hey, look, when you get these referrals and you get these sales and your quality is high, you're going to make more money and you're going to have more fun when it comes to contests and incentives. Have you seen this to be true in your own personal sales life, or are we just talking stuff?
No, I mean, the thing is, sometimes, when you're on the phones and and we've all been through it, where, haven't talked to anybody. You've dialed 40, 50 dials and nothing, and nobody's home or nobody's answering, or they pick up the phone and they hang up in your face. We all go through the same thing. Sometimes it's just nice to switch over and say, you know what, I'm going to start calling some familiar faces, people that know me. So when I get on the phone with them, I won't get, beat up a little bit. Maybe I need a little break. And I just think it's just one of the best ways for me to lighten up my day, because they're always so happy to hear from you. They're like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in a minute, or, whatever the case may be. And it's just nice to feel like, like you meant something to them.
Absolutely. So, Yvonne, I'm going to give you some freedom here at the end because you've been such a friend to the agency. You're such a valuable part of who we are and what we do. In fact, I really can't think. SLS would just be so different. It's like that. It's like that. What's that? It's a Wonderful Life, where the guy goes through and he sees what the world is like if he wasn't there. I can't imagine what SLS would be like without Yvonne Stewart. So, Yvonne, final question. You got a little freedom to run here. But my question is, what would you say to an agent who's listening and they're like, I don't think it's going to make a difference whether I call these birthday leads or not? And additional comments of choice. What would you say to that same agent who sees people floating around? They come, they go, they've been all over the place, and they're like, I want to be at SLS for 20 years one of these days. What wisdom of words and words of wisdom do you have for these folk?
Well, I was thinking about this since, I talked to Rory and he said, you should come on the call. And I was just thinking about what I would talk about. And when I first decided to come on to SLS and go get my license, I was at the place going to take my board, my life insurance license, my general lines. And we were sitting in a room, and it was nerve-wracking for me because I'd never, I'd only done this one other time as a funeral director, and that was nerve-wracking. So I was like, oh, I'm not the best test taker. So there was this older man next to me, and we just started chatting. And Lord knows, when I'm nervous, I talk. So if I go on too long, Henry, you can stop me. But I just, we started talking, and he asked me what I was doing there. I asked him what he was doing there, and he was there with a couple of agents. He was a manager of an agency, and really nice man. And I said, I'm just starting. What would be your advice for a brand new agent just starting out? And he said, okay, I've got three things for you. I said, okay. He said, number one, work hard. I said, okay, I can do that. He said, number two, find an agency that you love. He goes, and this third one is the biggest thing. And I said, okay. He goes, never leave. He goes, so many agents start jobs with companies and they just jump around from place to place to place. They, the call in the night, the grass is greener, the this, the that, the percentage, all the things. He said, and they never make any money because they never get any renewals because they never stick around long enough. He said, so I would just tell you, if you find a place that is amazing and that makes you feel at home and that you love, don't leave them. And it's so funny because it really stuck with me. I thought in the beginning, well, I got to at least give this a year. I got to see, if I can, what I'm going to make in a year. And then when that year passed, I thought, okay, well, now I got to stay 3 years because I'm going to be vested. If I'm leaving, I'm taking my money with me. And the 3 years went by, and then I thought, well, there's nowhere else to go. I just love what I do. I love SLS. I always have. It's been such an amazing journey for me. Um, and I just can't imagine, like, you saying you couldn't imagine SLS without me. I couldn't imagine me without SLS. I mean, it's what I do. I love what I do. The birthday leads are such a big deal because they're the foundation of your business. I mean, without those clients are what pay you every month. Those clients are the people that when you wake up on account check day and you're smiling, that's why, I mean, so for me, I mean, my clients, I have one client that always says it. She's like, man, Yvonne's like a dog with a bone. She ain't going to let you not have insurance. And it was the funniest thing when she said that to me in front of her sister that was wanting her sister to get coverage. And she's like, Yvonne's going to call you. Yvonne's going to check on you. And if you're late on your payment, you're going to hear from Yvonne, even when you don't want to. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because every Friday, FISAP Friday. So yeah. So for me, it's been a blessing, and I love, talking to my old clients, and they love hearing from us. So that's probably the biggest thing that you need to understand. They're seniors, they're alone. A lot of times they don't have a lot of family nearby. And when you call them because you just want to say hi, it brightens their day. So I actually said to one of my clients about 2 weeks ago, I said, I haven't gotten a single referral from you in months. I mean, this thing has just gone dry, girl. And she started laughing. And literally, like 2 days later, she called me with a referral and I wrote him. So it was really cool. So,
Give it up one more time.
Henry, can I ask Yvonne a question?
Sure.
Has nothing to do. I'm getting off topic though, Henry.
That's all right. Give it up for Rory Docker. He's going off topic, everybody.
Let's go,
Yes,
Rory.
we love it.
He's
Let's
going
go.
rogue. He's going rogue. All right, Ray,
Right.
what's yours?
It has nothing to do with birthdays, but I mean, just hearing Yvonne, talk like that, thank you, Yvonne. And Yvonne's been such a good friend, like a personal friend of all of ours. And we really appreciate it. Yvonne, how many conventions have you gone on over the years? How many foreign countries have you gone to?
I'm so mad, Rory, that you're asking me this and I'm not prepared, because I actually had Teresa one time send me an email with all of them. And I always look for it and I can't find it. I really couldn't tell you. I think I've been on, I don't know, 10,
Just spout out, just off the top of your head, just
probably
name
15.
name
Probably
some-
15.
name some countries that you've been to.
I've been to Atlantis in the Bahamas. I've been to Costa Rica. I've been to Aruba. I've been to the Grand Caymans. I've been to the Dominican probably 2 or 3 times. Been to Costa Rica twice. Been to Mexico. Is that it?
Jamaica.
Josh is
Oh,
really
thank you. Jamaica. I can't believe I forgot that. I took my daughter on her 21st birthday to Jamaica. Yeah, I mean, so many places. I mean, the Grand Caymans, I'm just going to say it, James, my favorite. I would just like to go back there. Thank you.
And Yvonne,
Yes.
just the people that have never been on one of our conventions, do we usually go like to a moderate hotel, a pretty nice hotel? I mean, how are the conventions? How's the camaraderie? How's the accommodations?
Oh my gosh. And I just got a confirmation text that yes, it has been 15 trips, by the way, Rory. The accommodations are always top notch, which I think is why we can't go back to the Caymans, because we went to the Ritz and it was so nice. And Rory started like, no, James, it's too expensive. I'm just kidding. No, but
We went back a second time just because of you.
I know. And then I know. That was, anyway. I'd like to go back a third time, James, please. No, the accommodations I always say are top notch. They're red carpet. SLS just does it the best. I mean, it's crazy. I worked in the cemetery and funeral business, and we did, 2 trips a year, and they were nothing like SLS. So.
And how about some of the friendships you've made across different state lines of people that you see every year at the convention and things like that? How's that going?
It's so nice. It's so nice to see, the Josh Villarreals and the James and all the staff. And, it's not just agents, the office staff is something that, I get excited about too, and spending time with the girls and hanging out. Vivian, last trip I went to, I got sick, and Vivian was like my godsend because she took my daughter-in-law under her wing and just took her everywhere, so she didn't have to sit in my room all day with me. So, it's not just the agents, but a lot of friends. You, Rory, I think I consider you one of my very dear friends. And, we go back a long way, and we've had a lot of good times together, and it's just been a cool ride.
Thanks.
Yep, sir.
Many more to come, Yvonne. Many more to come.
Give it up one more time for
Yes,
Yvonne.
Yvonne, I'm glad you're in the hood.
Yes,
Yes.
right.
Keep
Thank you,
dropping them
Yvonne.
bombs.
Thanks
And
for
she
sharing
drops them
with
bombs.
us.
Love you.
We go
Boy, Henry,
way back.
boy, Henry, we had to pay Yvonne a lot of money to say all that stuff.
Hey, Rory, I'm waiting for that check in the mail.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, with all the money we had to pay Yvonne to say that, I'm not sure if we'll be able to afford our trip to Cabo, but we'll try. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about, and the stuff that we have to talk about is the stuff that we've been talking about, because even though Rory said he was going off track, technically he's not. Because what Yvonne was talking about, we have an expression around SLS, partner for life. We always tell our clients that we're going to be their partner for life. And the birthday lead program is a part of that, because how can you be their partner for life if you're not communicating with them throughout your life and their life? But what Yvonne basically is telling you is to be your own birthday lead. Does that make sense? Was that a comment coming from Rory? Okay, so we be your own birthday, meaning, if it's not coming from Rory, watch those mute buttons. Be your own birthday lead, meaning the whole idea is your client's here and they stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here. And you want to be your own birthday lead. You want to be here year after year after year after year. And then if you are your own birthday lead, then you're going to be able to call all of your birthday leads, not for 1 year, not for 5 years, not for 10 years, but for 20 years or for as long as you choose to do so. And then the cool part about it is one day you're going to retire. And when you retire, your birthday leads will be contacted and maintained by the agency, which protects your renewals, which means that even when you walk away, because keep in mind with the birthday lead program, we don't replace business that's already on the books. The business is on the books, even if somebody calls another birthday lead, even if somebody calls a birthday lead of someone who's not with the agency anymore. We don't allow the existing policy to be replaced. We only allow the existing policy to be supported. And then, of course, there could be some additional coverage that the person can get. But whatever you write, either you're going to keep it on the books, home office is going to keep it on the books, or the birthday lead program of the agency is going to keep it on the books. So that means that when you retire, instead of, as Rory likes to say, a lot of times people retire and their renewals sink like a lead balloon, because it's just boom, nobody's there, nobody cares about that client anymore. At SLS, you will have your renewals sustained at the same level for a longer period of time, because there's an entire organization looking to keep that business on the books. Make sense? So your birthday lead program, it's bigger than you, it's bigger than me. It's an initiative that has gone on behind the scenes all the time. Home office never stopped supporting your birthday leads. And many of you individually, like Yvonne and Aaron and Mark Donahue, you never stop supporting your birthday leads. But it's something that we want to educate all the new agents to do and make it easier to do it. So what's changed? What's changed is those same existing leads who've always been there, and maybe you looked at them in a big old group and you said, ooh, I don't know if I can tackle that. Now it's in bite-sized pieces, that's all. All the people you've ever spoken to, they're in bite-sized pieces, and you've got a reason to talk to them, a time that makes sense, instead of calling them and saying, man, if I called you 7 months ago, I could have saved you some money, right? Or instead of saying, well, you could have qualified for a lower rate, but let's do the best that we can now. Instead of doing that, you have a chance to call them prior to the rates going up, helping them to get some coverage. And then if they do need to change and get some more coverage after their birthday, they're not upset with you, because they're like, yeah, when you called, I know I should have did that, but I didn't, but now I need to get some more And there it is. So how do you do it? Well, if you look in those birthday lead campaigns, you will see that we've given some guidelines. So if you have an existing relationship with the clients, you don't necessarily have to follow the PEC chapter and verse. Birthday leads are a little bit different than some of the other campaigns. The other campaigns, but look, stay on this trail and don't get off of it. When you have your birthday leads, if you have a client and you've already talked to them in the years past and you can be a little informal, follow more of an open format, that's okay. But if you've never caught one of your clients before and you're like, I don't really exactly know what do I say? How do I ask the right questions? That's why we have provided those guidelines in the campaign that if you read through and follow that, it'll keep you, very structured, keep you on path. And whether or not you get a sale, you can get referrals if you learn how to navigate inside of that. We saw a couple of people that at least tried it. Raise your hand if you at least opened your birthday lead campaign yesterday, even if you didn't call anybody. Did you at least look at it? Raise your virtual hand.
Everybody should be in their CRM by now, right, Henry?
Everybody should be in the CRM by now. It's open. If you have a birthday lead, it's there. Good. All right, we got people with their hands up because they at least opened it. All right, now to keep your hand up, you have to do a little bit of work. All right, keep your hand up if you at least dialed anybody in your birthday lead campaign. So you opened it. Now, did you at least push a button and dial one person, even if you didn't talk to anybody? Keep your hand up if you at least dialed somebody in your birthday lead campaign. All right, we're making progress. Making progress. Keep your hand up. You maybe didn't sell them, but you at least spoke to one person in your birthday lead program. You at least you dialed, they answered, and you got one person to say hello to you. All right, good. Now, keep your hand up if you opened it, dialed it, talked to somebody, and made a sale out of your birthday lead campaign yesterday. Keep your hand up.
Or got a referral.
Or got a referral. You can put your hand, if you didn't get a sale, but you got a referral, you can put your hand back up. So did you get a sale or a referral from the birthday lead program? Let's give all of us a round of applause if you opened, dialed, or made a sale. Everybody, keep your hands up.
Way to go.
Great job, everybody.
Nice
All
job,
right.
guys.
Great job.
For those of you that went in there and made a sale, we know Molly made a sale because she told us when she was talking about it in her agent of the day. Is there anybody else who you've heard Aaron, you've heard me, you've heard Yvonne? I'm telling everybody when you go back in there, the people like you, they want to get some sales. Is there anybody else who can confirm it is true? I went in there, I talked to the client, and exactly how about Cassie Smith? Cassie, was your client? Were they happy to hear from you? The one you sold?
Yes, they actually remembered me and we laughed a little bit. They liked that joke about being invited to the birthday party.
They all
And
like that joke, Cassie.
it hit both times. I had 2 sales actually in the birthday lead campaign. It's a great campaign.
Excellent job. Cassie says it's great. Karen, you went in there. Karen, how long do you remember the agency now? 2017?
Yes, sir.
I thought so. Karen's been there since 2017. You got a bunch of leads. Somebody's birthday was June. You gave a call. How did it go?
It went great. I wasn't expecting a sale. She already has 2 policies, but she was so appreciative. And I met her in 2018 in the field. Nice family. Her husband passed away a few years back. She already had 2 Pioneer policies, and now she's got a Transamerica policy.
People that like to buy insurance, Karen. And Karen just illustrated a very important point. The very first day of training, I said to you all, it would be a mistake to go through, recognize somebody's name, and say, oh, I'm going to skip this. I know they got enough insurance. I'm just going to skip it. Don't skip anybody because don't forget, your clients are just like you. So people who like to buy insurance, they're wired. I'm one of them. They're wired to always think, do I have enough? So when you got a little bit of extra money laying around, people that are wired to buy insurance, they're always susceptible to go, maybe just a little more. maybe just a little more. So never look at a person and think, oh, I'm not going to call them. They already got enough. Rory wants to make a comment.
Yeah, I just want to share how I did it, Henry, because I think I did it reasonably well.
Sure.
You can even use this birthday lead campaign today when you make a new sale, or tomorrow when you make a new sale. Every new sale you make from now on, if you're not doing this, start doing this. At the end of the sale, when you're wrapping it up and you're tying it up and you're closing down the deal, say, Mr. Jones, I don't want you to carry this policy for a year. 100%. I want you to have this policy for life. That's our slogan at our company, Partners for Life. We are partners for life. And every single year, right before your birthday, I'm going to call you and wish you a happy birthday and see if you have any concerns or any problems. So you're basically stuck with me for many, many, many years to come. And if you do that, you, like Yvonne said, you develop these relationships over the years where you know somebody 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Yvonne made a funny joke like, Mrs. Jones, I'm upset with you. You haven't given me any referrals over the last. I mean, she's saying that in a joking way, and the customer gets her. They know the personality. And if you develop that relationship with these people over the years, it'll be so much easier for you to make money. Like, why do you make more money the second year? Because you get renewals. But because you have 300 or 400 customers after your first year, that's gold. They're gold. And you just stay in touch with them. Then after 2 years, you have 700 or 800 customers. Then after 3 years, you have 1,000 customers. And you just stay in touch with these people in addition to all the new stuff you're getting. And it's really fun. And you do develop relationships and you really start caring about these people because you've known them for years.
Absolutely. And they've known you for years. And the longer they know you, the more confident they are giving referrals. Because guess what they start to say to their friends when their friends say, I want to get some insurance? They say, well, I've been with my insurance person for years. Really, girl? Yeah. So now their friend feels more confident. Well, if you've known them for years, I'll just go with that one. Because I know that you must have a good one. And sadly, the more clients that you have, they will experience claims. So they will either be paid because they're the beneficiary on a policy that they put on somebody else, or God forbid, that sister of theirs that you sold, that sister passes. Now you're calling the other sister who was referred to, she's the client. She remembers that, oh yeah, you're Mary's insurance lady. Mary passed. How'd everything go with that policy? Oh, there's no problem. She got paid. And you know what? When I saw her get paid, it reminded me that I need to get insurance to somebody else. So it just goes on and on and on. Just imagine a world that you got live transfers coming in, A leads, B leads, DM database. Now you add to that birthday lead sales, birthday lead referral sales, and now you're skiing downhill.
And what's fun, Henry, you don't get this the first year a whole lot, at least the first 6 months. But what's fun to actually, I know Aaron gets these and Yvonne gets these, and I got hundreds and hundreds or thousands of these. If they like you right and you treat them right and you're always honest with them, completely honest. If you don't know the answer, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer. Let me get back with you. Then you find the answer and you get back with them. You start getting phone calls from these people. I mean, you get it's foreign for some of you guys that are new, but you start getting phone calls from these people. Rory, I have a friend or my neighbor or my relative, and they give you referrals. It's really fun as you get going if you treat them right. Stay in touch with them.
Absolutely right. So what you may not know is you're in an audition right now, right? You guys are auditioning for a very important role. So the way that you handle your personal birthday leads, do you call them efficiently? Are you calling them quickly? Do you finish your list? Do you touch all those people as fast as possible? Do you get sales when you're talking to these folks? Do you get referrals? Do you get referral sales? Well, you're auditioning because whoever does the best with their personal birthday leads will be invited based on their tenure with the agency, the quality of their existing business, and how efficiently they work their own personal birthday lead program. You will receive a starring role in our program because we have some birthday leads as an agency that need to be contacted as well. So who would like to do so well in their audition that based on their time with the agency, based on the quality of their existing book of business, and how efficiently they convert sales in their personal campaign.
And we call them orphan birthday leads, Henry.
We do call them orphan birthday leads. Who would like to qualify for an invitation to work the agency's birthday lead campaign?
Henry, if they don't want him, I want him. If they don't want him, I want him,
Let's
Henry.
go.
I'll take him. I'll take him.
Absolutely.
Let's
Monica D. Henderson.
And
I'll call him Henry.
Let's go.
And Henry, these
Andre
are
McGuire.
a lot of them are from agents that have retired from SLS. I mean, Yvonne and a lot of people know JD Cole. Well, JD Cole still has hundreds of birthday leads out there. Jerry Giovanone, a lot of agents. Clay Cup. A lot of agents have retired, and nobody calls those birthday leads. We have other agents, unfortunately, that have passed, and nobody calls those leads. Plus, we have agents that have come and gone, and nobody. So there's way more of them than there are of clients, that agents that have existing clients. There's way more orphan clients out there than agents the clients that have an existing agent.
These orphan leads need to be adopted, Rory. They need to be adopted. So many have come, many are called, but the chosen are few. So we are looking. All right. So now you don't have to touch your birthday lead campaign at all. All right. You're not required to do that, because basically, if you don't even touch your birthday leads, which is totally fine, to us, you're signaling, let somebody else call these. And that's okay. Like we're giving you first dibs to call your own clients. If you didn't touch them, that's your way of telling us, look, we know they need to be contacted. These folks, the agency worked hard and paid for leads to acquire these people. And, we don't want these leads being sold by somebody else. So as an agent, I understand somebody's got to call them. I just don't want to do it. So if you don't want to do it, that's okay. We can still add your leads to the orphan lead program, and we can get them contacted by somebody. But many agents would say, wait a minute, don't put my leads in the orphan leads. I'm still here. I want to call them. So we're giving you a shot to call them first. And if you work those leads, just keep them. If you're going to work them consistently year after year, just keep them forever. But if at some point you're like, honestly, for whatever reason, I don't want to call my own leads, just let us know. And we can get those leads contacted by somebody else. Or if you don't let us know, we'll let you know. We'll reach out to you and say, listen, you don't even touch these. Month after month, you say you do not want to call these birthday leads. It is evident because you never touch them. And then you'll tell us, yeah, you're right. I know I should, but I don't. And at that point, we'll let you off the hook. We'll get them contacted by somebody else. But if it was me, I would recommend that you contact your birthday leads just like we're telling you. And if you do, if you look around, if you chose not to, and then you looked around at somebody else who's been here exactly as long as you have, and they chose to do it, I promise you're going to feel regret. Because I promise you that person that's chose to do it, and you chose not to do it, I promise you they're going to have a higher quality of their business. They're going to be getting more referral sales. They're going to be getting more expansion sales, and you're going to regret that decision. So if I were you, I'd go ahead and call them. And when would I start? Today. So we're going to wrap this call up with a reminder: we don't make excuses. As long as those count, well, I say the more you believe, the more you believe, the more you sell. If you're here for the very first time and you're like, hey, this is pretty cool, where do I go from here? Hang out. We got the cure for what ails you. We'll tell you where to go. Everybody else, it's important to get over to your team VCCs. Do not pass go. Do not get a donut. Do not go walk the dog. Jump on the phones and start making some sales and build that momentum. Once that momentum starts, keep it going and don't get off the phones today until you hit your financial goals in 5, 4, 3,
Get it.
2, 1.
No
excuses.
Only
results count.
Only results count. Have a great day, everyone.
No breaks. Where you at, boy?
Let's
It's
go.
a 5K kind of day,
Make
Greg.
them count.
5K kind of day.
Make them count.